Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Aham Padarthaya Shivaya Paramatmane Namaha. Yamaya Madhukairapa Pramadini Yamagi Shonmulini Yandum Rekshana Chanda Munda Madini Yarakta Bijasini Yasasumbana Shummadarbadalini Yasiddha Lakshmi Para Sachanti Navakodi Mukti Sakita Mampadu Vishveshwari. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ पुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ओम्. ओम ऐंगार ह्रींकार रहस्य युक्त श्रींकार गूढ़ार्थ महाविभूत्या ओंकार मर्म प्रतिपादिनीभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां. बिंदु त्रिकोण वशकोण दशार युग्म मन्वश्र नागतल संयुत षोडशारं वृत्तत्रयं च तरणि सदनत्रयं च श्रीचक्रमेतत् उदितं परदेवदयाः. भूमौ स्खलितपादानां भूमिरेवावलम्बनं त्वयि जात अपराधानां त्वमेव शरणं शिवे. ओम श्रीमाद्रे नमः. नमस्कारम. We saw in the last session the first verse of Soundaryalahari. We just recap it and then go to the next verse. The very reason we are hearing, we are reciting, we are in the Satsangh, however thin the attendance may be, those who are here have already done the punyas that they are required for it. It is not that I say this. This is what the essence of the first sastra. Pranantum va sotum va katham akrita punya prabhavati. Let us recite that verse. Shiva-shaktya yukto yadibhavadi shaktaha prabhuvitam nachet evam devo nakalu kushalaha spantitimabi adasva aradhyam harikara viriñcādi perabi pranandum stodum va kadam akrita punya prabhavati. So, the quick essence of it, what we saw in detail in the last class, is that what punyas that one should do to think about you, to pray to you, pranandum stodumva, to worship you, to sing your glory, because it is not easy to sit and contemplate on Mahashakti. Only she chooses who hears her. Of course, we worship many gods, but every god that we worship, invariably, indirectly, implicitly, we only worship Shakti. How do I say this? Somebody says you go to this temple and there is a Swami there. If you pray, you will get whatever you want. Then you believe that. It may be true, you believe that. And you go there. You go there because now you know your Swami, which has got the Shakti to deliver to you. So It is not the name and the form of the God, the deity that matters to you. It is a Shakti that you believe it is God. So it is Shakti that you are worshipping. Be it Murugan, Krishnan, Vishnu, Shiva, Amba, Jesus, any God that you worship because that God form is an embodiment of power. So we all are Shakti worshippers. So in this first mantram, first sotram, what Bhagavan said, Shiva Shaktya Yuktaha Shaktaha. Shiva becomes a Balavan to create all the world because Shakti is with you. So Shiva Shakti are not different. But when you want to see them as a different entities for your upasana purposes, like we do, then we glorify Shakti, saying that your power is that what makes Shiva to perform his creation, destruction, and all that. Because without you, he cannot move. But his spandanam, that throb that he has, pulsation that he made, O Mahashakti, you capture it and you are exemplifying that, you are elaborating it into many worlds. That means in everything there is a Shivanadam there. And Maya Shakti is a Vimarsha Rupini who is doing that. That's a glory we saw. Then we saw in the last two lines, well, how can I worship you? You are worship worthy, but am I a devotee worthy? Sometimes we say, is a guru is a good person or not? Has got the qualification to be a guru? Of course, we should check. But are you having a qualification to listen to Shishtacharam? We never think about it. Am I a good disciple to be a guru? Same way, am I a good devotee to be to the bhakta for the Ambad? Well, if you are not done punyam, you cannot. The reason being, the Mahadevatas that we worship as gods, the trinities, they worship you, Amba. If all of them worship you, how supreme you are. So we saw that. So now, after the first sostram, with a good understanding of it, we take the following important tenets. Shiv Shakti is no different, but we choose to worship Shakti in this form because Shakti is what drives us all towards this embodied life. And I must know how to pray. Now, the next question, therefore, is the Trimurtis who prayed to the God, what did they get? What did they pray for? How did they pray for? So this is what the second, see, Soundaryalahari, each sostram by itself is the beginning, middle, and the end. But there is also a connection you can build. So my humble approach is to have a connection so that you can see it's like a garland. Everything is tied up to this wonderful knot. The connection to the second mantram is, having known that I am a Punyatma, I can listen to the Ambal, I can worship her. I want to know, what did the Trimurtis achieve by worshipping her? The Mahima can be more pronounced. So let's see, what is this mantra, what is stotra? tanīyāṁsaṁ pāṁsuṁ tava caraṇa-paṅkēruhabhavaṁ viriñcissañcinvan viracayati lōkānavikalam vahatyēnaṁ śauriḥ kathamapi sahasrēṇa śirasāṁ harassaṁkṣudyainaṁ bhajati bhasitōddhūlanavidhim. tanīyāṁsaṁ pāṁsuṁ tava caraṇa-paṅkeruha-bhavam viriñcissañcinvan viracayati lōkānavikalam avikalam vahatyēnaṁ śauriḥ kathamapi sahasrēṇa śirasāṁ harassaṁkṣudyainaṁ bhajati bhasitōddhūlanavidhim. Let's see what it means. Here, the worshipper, the Trimurtis, they cannot behold the Mahashakti. The Parashakti is Parabrahma. Parabrahma means Akantam, Nirgunam, Nirvikaram, infinite. How can you think of an infinite? No. The very reason we give a name called infinite, that's the reason why, the Nama Parayanam, Nama Japam is more superior than Aradhana to the Vigraham. The Vigraham is Sagunopasana, Nama Rupam, but a Krishna Vigraham is there. You may like one particular Vigraham, you may like the other one. So your mind is resting on the physical form. The physical form is limited. Of course, we need all this. But if I need to transcend this limitation and address the Parabrahman, which is infinite, I have only one choice. I use the term infinite. Here I use the name Shiva, Shakti. So every Nama is therefore infinite. But I need to do upasana. I need to think about it. So what did the Tribhutis do? So they started looking at her divine feet. They said, look, I can't really look at you. You're so big, infinite. But let me hold on to your feet. I look at your feet. See, the surrender to the feet is a very important attributes of Sanatana Dharma. Only in Sanatana Dharma, we pay obeisance to others. I can fall on your feet. But in any other religion, it is not. Falling on somebody's feet is a failure. It's a surrender of failures. Because they don't see the divinity in anybody. They see it as a flesh, body, mind complex, an intellectual, animated being. God is somewhere sitting top there. But we don't see that way. But even otherwise, if somebody can impart you something, that's the reason why we go to the temples, we go to the ashram. There's a little 8-year-old, 10-year-old, Vedavit, and we do namaskaram to him because he's got something to give. So here, therefore, also, when it rains, what do you do? When it rains or when it is very hot, you take a shelter of the tree. You climb to the top of the tree? No. You stay at the bottom of the tree. Because the bottom, the feet, means you are surrendering to that. You get shelter. So they are looking at the Ambal's feet. What do? There, they look at something very small. tanīyāṁsaṁ. Tanīyāṁsaṁ means tanu. Tanu means body, that which is spilled out, which is spread out. That means something which can expand. The word tantram, if you say tantram, the prefix tan is something which can be expanded, which is very small, compact, expanded. So here it says tanīyāṁsaṁ, that means something which is very, very small. What is that? Pāṁsuṁ, that is some sort of a little particle a dust particle. Or maybe it is a Sharana-kamalam, so maybe it is a lotus petal, maybe the magarantham of the lotus, the pollen of the lotus fell on her feet. Something very small. Tanīyāṁsaṁ means that it's very, very small, indivisible, atomic. So they are looking at the feet, and they look at this little dot. Where is it? Tava caraṇa-paṅkeruha-bhavam. Tava means yours. Charanam means the feet. Sharanam means you surrender. Charana means the feet. In the feet, what is the feet like? Paṅkam means mud. Paṅkeruhabhavam means what comes out of the mud, which is a lotus. At your lotus feet, there's a little atomic particle, like small dust particle, a pollen is there. And what happened to that? Viriñci, Viriñca, all this Brahmā. sañcinvan, viracayati lōkānavikalam. So what the Brahmā does, Brahmā goes and collects this little particle, little dust particle. How does he collect? Sañcinvan. Sañcinvan means very carefully gathering, not losing it. Oh, there is one. He picks up everything as a big treasure. Is that what you want? That is the biggest he can get, because once he got it, what he has done? Lōkān avikalam viracayati. Viracayati means he is making it. All the worlds he is making it. What kind of worlds he makes it? He makes it 14 worlds. He makes it. This is the bhulokam. Bhur, bhuva, suva, maha, tana, jana, satyalokam. Then in the below, he have the worlds like atala, vitala, rasadala, mahadala, taladala, padala. All these worlds exist? Yes. No, you say. No, I study science, I look at the cosmology, and we go out there are a lot of planets, a lot of Milky Ways. Where are these worlds? But what you see out there is what you can see with your physical eye. They are pindandam. Like, you see me, a pindandam, but you don't see my mind. That's a sukshma sariram. So these worlds are all sukshmam. There are so many are there. 7 below us, 6 plus yet 7, and then 7 down. So he creates all this world. That means he is the nimitta karanam, he is the thinker how to create those things from Ambal's kripa. But what is a material? A potter can make a pot, but where does clay come from? So here, all the material for these worlds are nothing but that dust particle that he collected. That means it resolves the biggest debate people have. God exists and the soul exists and they exist together. The world exists. Dvaitavadis say that. See, if God exists and in parallel the world exists forever, independent of God, God is not powerful. If God is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, nothing could exist beyond God. There is only one God, and there is only God. So, it's very comforting to us. Therefore, the dust particle of the Ambal's feet, which Brahmā used, made you and me, made this continent, made the rock, made the oceans, made the planets. That means the divinity is not something inside the heart. Even this very body itself is divine. The seas are divine. The gutter is divine. The pig is divine. He made that. But there is a word here called avikalam. Lōkān Viriñci, lōkān, avikalam viracayati. Vikalam means accident, interruptions, colluding. Vikalam means not colluding. You see all these worlds out there? Does it collude anything? Everything is running so smoothly, as if somebody is really pulling the strings. Brahma made it. But how does he do it? Because of Ambal's kripai. So now you see, by worshipping Ambal, you become multi-talented in the chosen field of yours. Okay, I got the talents, but what about the resource? You get the resource to do it. You know, there are a lot of knowledgeable people with darityam, in poverty, because they are not blessed there to have the resources to come, maybe for good reasons. But here it's a guarantee, because Ambal is for both ikaparasukam and mukti. So you and I are very ordinary people, no? We want to have comfort in this life. Am I guaranteed? Look at what Brahma has done. With a little dust particle, he could do it. There is another way you can split the avikalam. Instead of saying na vikalam, you can say avikihi kalam. The Sanskrit word avikihi means achalam, mountain, hills. So he made the worlds, many worlds, with mountains. What's the point of saying mountains? Because the mountains that makes take Earth, for example, the mountains make the Earth rotate the way it rotates, the way it gravitates, the way it is there. Mountains are strong pillars of stability in any planet. If you read the Markandeya Purana, all the Brahmanda Puranas, they say mountains are flying everywhere once. And Devendra come down and slaughter them to stay in one place. Because if they fly around, nothing becomes stable. This is called achalam. So this is all the poetic intelligence of, genius of Jagat Guru. So now what Brahma has done, he prayed to the Ambal, got what he needs in knowledge and resources, happily creating the worlds. So he is blessed, right? What about his father, Mahavishnu? He said, look, how do I get hold of Ambal? Her kripa. So he therefore thinks, having got this, the 14 worlds, I need to manage them. Somebody out of rakshanam has to be done. So he therefore looks at these worlds and say, I need to take this Ambal's divine dust. You may think, why dust is an inert particle, right? Why it is so powerful? Jadam, isn't it? In the Maharudram, it started like this. Namaste Rudramanyave Uto Teishave. Today being a Shivratri, nice to contemplate on this. Namaste Rudramanyave Uto Teishave Namaha. What does it mean? Manyave means the bow. You got a bow called Pinaki. Ishave means the arrows. So I worship to your bows and arrows. Why you worship a bow and an arrow? So when you write the bhashyam for it, Pattabhaskara says, look, if there is any Daiva Sambandham is there is Sangityam in it. That's why any Nirmalya, when you take from the Swami, the poo, you put the flower, you put to Swami and take it away. It is not just a dried out flower anymore. If you have the bhakti, shraddha and dedication, it has got a kripa of the Ambal. in the Ganesha puja at home, the rituals comes in, you take a turmeric powder from the kitchen or wherever you keep it, and then you make a Ganesha and you do the puja for that. Did you take that back to sambar again? No, you put it there. I give sweet from laddu. You say, no, I am diabetic, pre-diabetic. I don't want laddu. Oh, this is not laddu. This is a Tirupati Prasad. Now what do? It doesn't even go to your mouth first. It goes to your eyes. Oh, thank you. See, laddu is just jadam, isn't it? But there's a sangityam there. So that's the reason why Brahmā was very wise and he took that. So here, what happened here? vahatyēnaṁ śauriḥ kathamapi sahasrēṇa śirasāṁ. So what he does, śauriḥ means Mahavishnu. There was a Yadava clan called Shura. So the Yadava clan came Bhagavan Krishna, therefore he called Śauriḥ. Also the Śauriḥ in Sanskrit means a hero, a nayak, a lead. So it's Śauriḥ. So I think we will see later. You see, the first mantra is he said Harihara Viriñci. Here he says Śauriḥ. So he is giving different interpretation there. So what does he do? Well, this Ambal's dust particle from feet is not small, it's magnanimous, magnificent, gigantic, infinite. It is in the form of these worlds. So let me carry them in my head so that the dust particle, the Ambal's feet, prasadam is in my head. And how many heads I need? Sakasasya Purushaka, Sahasrācha Sahasrabhat. Like Purusha Suktam says, thousands of head. Why it is so many worlds to carry? So powerful is Ambal is. So he went up above all this world in his place. And then he went down all the way, where this Padala, where Prakallada is there, Mahabali is submerged, Prakallada is there, where he has given a divine vow to protect him. He is there. So in the top and the bottom. So he's 1,000 heads as an Odysseya. He carries this world. He carries everything. How does he carry? Kathamapi. Somehow with difficulty. Why difficulty? Because it is so powerful. But he doesn't want to let go. He's holding on to it. That's why Hari is worshipping here. So I just give a little digression here. Even though I say Hari here, Ambal is also called Harini. Sometimes Shakti is worshipped as Narayani. In fact, Mahavishnu himself, in one certain Tatparyam, Mahavishnu is Parashakti. Shivam and Ambal is both in the Ambal Uma, Parvati, as well as Mahavishnu. And when Mahavishnu comes as a masculine form, we say, and Mahalakshmi becomes Ishvara. So Parashakti, when Parameshwara becomes Mahalakshmi, Parashakti becomes Mahavishnu. That's why in Puranas they say Parashakti and Mahavishnu are brothers and sisters. It's not they have a big family, uncles, aunts and everything, but this is to make us comfortable. But Narayani, and this mantras, all this, when they worship with the yantras and tantras and everything. This Hari, Hara sound, Hari, Ambalska Hari, Hreem is a bijakshara. I will not go deeper, but I just give you few understanding of it. The sound H, it represents the Akasham, It's called Akasha Bijam. That sound, that is why the Akasham is filled with. The sound is Rudraha, Agnihi, Ra, called Agni Bijam. So you draw a line as a Akasha Bijam, you draw a line called Agni Bijam. The Ikaram, E sound, denotes Ambal. Ishvara, Ambal is E. The Sha is a Shiva. It becomes Isha. So Isha-Vaśyam idagum sarvam. Isha Upanishad. Isha-Vaśyam. If you split the Isha, it's Shakti everywhere. Why Shakti everywhere? Because Brahma took Shakti's dust particle. The whole world is Shakti. You know? So you put the E, another line. So you have Hri, it becomes a triangle. Where is the Im? Im is a never-ending, infinite sound. Hamsanatam. This is called Amrita Bijam. So the Hrim, so the Tantra, Yantra, what they do, they draw a triangle, inverted triangle, Ha, R, and the Im becomes a Chandra Bindu, or they write the Akshara Hrim inside. See, in fact, I said I will not go detail, but just for it, there is a Yantra is a geometry, right? The Ha sound Akasha is shown as a square, just a coding. Agni is shown as a triangle. The E Bijaksharam of Ambal is like a spiral, like the the mosquito coil we have, like that spiral. In India we have this kind. And the Im Bijaksharam, Shivam is, Brahman is just a straight line, never-ending straight line. Now, if you put everything in this, you draw it now, a square, a triangle, inside a spiral, and then it goes line. And if you keep it at a distance, it will look like a snake coiled down. That snake here is called Adiseshaka. See, Mahavishnu is Adisesha. The Sesham means the rest, the residue. At home when you make chapatis and sabji we made and too much sabji I made, can I keep it in the fridge? I can take it tomorrow. You keep it inside the fridge. So that's a sesham. It's a rest. What is left out? So what Mahavishnu does, Adisesha does, see, he knows it, the world created by Brahma with Mahashakti's dust particle. I am carrying it on the head. The Brahma has given astitvam and bhajati, in everything changes, right? The first two changes are existence and born, So I am born. So before I was born, I was little blood particle in mom's womb. I existed. Then I get a formation and I was born out. Like that, Brahma taken existence somewhere. What is existence? We'll come to that in a minute. Some existence he had taken and created the world. And what is that existence? That's a sesham. What is left over? We are also sesham. I was a fetus in my mother's womb because my karmas, what is left over, unresolved, took an embodiment, an embryo into my mom's womb, then I become that. Same way, the whole world has got a karmas. So that Mahavishnu knows that there is Rudra waiting behind me. he's going to destroy everything, because I take care of the vartate and viparinamate. That means growth and changes, I take care of it. But there's apakshyate and vinashyate, that is decaying and destruction is going to come. So the world is going to end. So what I do, in the coil, I'll only let something out. What is needed for this yuga, this pralaya, before the pralaya comes in. Rest of it, I keep it inside. So that is why it's very, I'm just trying to force feed it so that they appreciate it. So yantram is not just blindly following it. The circles like a snake. And here he's saying Vishnu is all the sessions, Śauriḥ is carrying the thing. You can connect it and say, yes, there's a purpose behind it. Brahma creates the world, Vishnu carries it. This Shakti which is not shown out is called avyaktam. It has not been avyakrita Shakti. Krita means well done. Avyakrita means not done. So even Brahma doesn't know. It becomes an astitvam for Brahma for the next generation. So cycle goes and comes. So Mahavishnu took that part. Now Rudra is waiting. Look, what do I do? I need not just putting Ambar's dhuli on my head, which Mahavishnu has done. I want to take it all over my body. What do? I need everything. Rudra wants everything. Haraha. Hara means abakari. He takes away things. So haraha, Samskriti means powder seed. He takes all the worlds and say, I break everything into powders. ēnaṁ, this dust. Then what does he do? Bhajati uddholanam. So this is the interesting one here. When you destroy everything else, fire is a destruction of everything else. Because fire is a form of God, the power of Shakti that we see as a form, as the naked eye. Space you cannot see. Panchabhutas or Mahashakti, space you cannot see. Wind you cannot see. You can feel it, you can't see it. The first Panchabhuta that you can see is the fire. It is pure. It can never be impure. It can never go down. It always goes up. Even if you put the candle down, it burns up. It's always up. Superior. Ultimate consumer. It consumes everything. So fire is therefore the most benevolent embodiment of Shakti, deities. That's why in front of the God, when we make a clay Pullayar, or we have a bronze statue of Rama or a silver Shakti, Spatika Lingam, you can do all that. All that is you made, but then you take the Deepartana. The fire you did not make. Okay, you use the instrument, you use the camphor, but fire is a natural force. And the fire you submit and say, I see you and I worship you with the fire, Aradhana. But this fire in the Bhagavan, Rudra becomes a fire at Pralayam, and he does Aradhyam, he is doing the Aradhana, but how does he do it? Just destroying, consuming everything else. This destruction is, we always think destruction is bad, and we fear Rudra because death, destruction. I don't like it. But you like to destroy your world. You like to give up everything. Because when you go to sleep, what do? You give up your relationship. your sex, your creed, your caste, your money, even your diseases. You are not even, nobody is unhealthy when you're in good sleep. Because body is not belong to them anymore. So you are effectively die every day. You like to die every day. Death is given by, in this kind of a pradosha kalam, Rudra comes out and give it to you. We'll see the tattvartham for it in a minute. So he what he does, he comes with a fire and destroy. Imagine if all these things are not destroyed. Today we have the ecological problem. Plastics are not burning. Somehow we want to destroy them, right? We don't know how to destroy them. Everything is recyclable. So destruction is important for growth, for creation. So Samhara Murti Rudra is the cause of all creation. But he completely decimated everything. Now what is left over? When you completely decimate, you don't have the charcoal. Charcoal is half burnt. When you burn anything down, it becomes ash. So that ash, therefore, everything was what before, now become an ash. That means ash was everything before. But ash is the dust particle that Brahma took and created the world. Why should I leave it? I take it and then I put it all over the place, smear all over the place. So bhasitōddhūlanavidhim. Samskritya means destroyed. Uddhūlanam means taking the vibhuti as it is. So vibhuti itself has got a lot of, vibhuti. These days we say it is Shaivite vibhuti. Vaishnavite have this nama. All this is all later generation. Now we created our own religion and mark for it. Nothing wrong with this. But vibhuti, physically gross form, the ashes, is very divine because we take the ash as the padadhuli of Parashakti. And uddhulana means you take it and smear it on you without pasting it with water. Normally vibhuti, what we do, we take it and then put it like this. And vibhuti all can wear. Men, women, children. It's not just for men. Because you take it and paste it and take 3 fingers and then you do it like this in your Ajna Chakra, your Anagatam, Shakti, all these places you do. And those 3 has to be untouched. Like I was telling my father used to do it, and you'll take this holy thread and then draw the line so that the 3 are perfectly parallel lines. I used to ask him why you do that. He would never tell me why. But now we know. Because there are 3 puras, 3 worlds they are. Avikalam, untouched. 3 worlds created by the dust particle. We are symbolizing, Brahma, you created the worlds, right? Many worlds. I put it in 3 forms, 3 puram. You are here. Vishnu is here. Rudra is here. So I put this bindu for it. So vibhuti is such a powerful part. And the uddholanam, therefore, is a prasadam. That's why when you go to temple, when they give you the vibhuti, don't throw it on this pillar, or you can put it back if you don't want to take it, or bring home and wear it, or put it all over your body. If you don't want to put it in your face, put it in your chest, hand, somewhere. Use it. Don't bring it, put it in your box at home with other vibhutis and then use it for rituals where you do call the Tripundara. You should not do that. Okay. So he has done that. Smears. And how does he do it? Vidhim. Uddhūlana-vidhim. So he is doing it as per the rules of engagement. This is the important part of a leadership. I set the rule, but I don't follow it. Nobody will follow. Dharma, Rama is a Maryada Purushottama. Why is called Maryada Purushottama? He is Mahavishnu, right? In a fraction of a second, he can make Ravana come to his feet. No. He took a birth of Nara. Dharma has to be followed. He followed systematically Dharma in every part of it. So here, Rudra is putting this vibhuti, uddhulanam-vidhim. So there are vidhi for that. And one great Upanyasaka called Sundar Kumar Anna, here he says very nicely, because he says, within the word vidhi also means Brahma. Viriñci also Brahma, vidhi also Brahma. So here he says, bhasitōddhūlana-vidhim. So that means he also brings Brahma here. So after the destruction of Shiva is done, Brahma starts again. So the cycle continues. So it's just a poetic inferences from this. So, but what happened now? By rotating like that, how does Brahma is able to do? Session, Adisession. So this is what this Sotram therefore tells us, Ambal's Prasadam, Divya Kadaksham, whatever it is, will make you a Chitta Shuddhi. You will get the mentally, intellectually, psychologically, you are well equipped. Plus, you get all the dravyas that you need to lead the life. But Ambal is very special different to Appa, father. Father gives you, he gives you a PlayStation last week. This week he forgot, he bring you another Sony play game. Mom get very worried. Why are you giving him 2 games? Oh, I didn't realize it. So he gives, like Shiva just gives, When you go to pray to Shiva, a lot of Puranic stories. Somebody asked, if you touch anybody's head, they must go into Bhasma. Shiva said, okay, have it. And then he started chasing him. I'm just saying for rasam, But Ambal gives you what you need. So no need to toil your mind. If Ambal is going to give me everything, what should I ask? I can tell you, you can never come to a conclusion what you can ask. Because whatever you ask will be wasted in your life because that's not what you need. You just don't know. You think back in life, what all you went for, it give you experience. It doesn't really matter to you. So it's better not to ask. Ambal knows what to give. So that is the essence of this month, Sotram. But I wanted to give you an adhyatmika. 2 questions should come in your mind. What is this little, poetically nice, a dust particle, you create a world. What is this? So let us analyze this. If it is a dust particle, which is a pollen, because the pollen is, Ambal is a lotus feet, lotus flowers around her, so the lotus pollen drops on her thing. So it's a poetry, accepted. Or it should be the building block of everything. What is the building block of everything? Science is pursuing for many years the God's particle. They say boson, they move from that krypton, they keep on moving because they will never find it because they are in the wrong track. But there is a building block. That building block, scientifically we know, should be a homogeneous subatomic particle, unbreakable, zero mass, high density. Is there one? Mathematically, yes. We are searching for it. Maybe that is this. The Ambal's dust particle is not dust at all. It is this atomic particle which is the building block for everything, because after all, she is the one creating the world. Shiva was sitting peacefully, not having anything in common, but She was the one jumped out of him and say, I am the Parashakti. So she is doing that. So if you take that part, the Brahma is the greatest inventor, creator, got hold of that building block. So it is reasonable, rational. There's nothing superstition here. But then why there is a dust particle, you say? Dust is a blemish. How can dust go to the Swami, Ambar? So then I would like to add, maybe because Ambar is bringing the Dvaita Bhavam. Advaitam Satyam. There is only God. But the differences come out into Dvaitam for the transactional world, which is not real. So who made this Kalmisham? Who made this one? Ambar in a divine sport, Leelavati. So the Dvaita Bhavam, Dvaitam gives samsara. Samsara means what? Samsara is not born and dying, Then Rama is a samsari, Krishna is a samsari, Buddha is a samsari. No. Samsara means manasa tapam. If you're mentally worried, agonized. So all that is created by this Dvaitam. If you and I are loving each other and I don't see difference between you and me, then I don't feel threatened by you. But the moment you are different, I feel threatened. So Dvaitam. So the Dvaita Karanam is Prakriti. Is that maybe the dust particle? Because in fact, the Dvaita Bhavam is what creates the world. The world, this world, that world. That means I am able to point out something different from me. So that little little divine sport, maybe that. See, we need to ask questions and get convinced, otherwise we will not proceed. The last point before I close it. All that is fine. Purana is fine. Brahma, Vishnu, interesting to hear. Give me some devotion. Okay, I also faith. When I pray it, like I may get some dust particle, a blessing in some form. Thank you for that. But is there something beyond that which touches my heart? Yes. This Brahma, Vishnu, Adisesha, the Sesham, the Hara, who do you think they are? What is your world? I wasn't asleep. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. Something wakes me up. And the Vedas calls it Brahma Muhurtam. As soon as I get up, oh my God, 6 o'clock, I need to go to office. I have an office. I need to attend to it. So the I thought comes out from your deep sleep. The deep sleep, you are gone from everywhere. Mind is not there. At the Brahma Muhurtam, whenever you get up, Brahma Muhurtam is a good time to say, the first thought comes to your mind is Aham Vrittihi, I. You don't recognize this because it's so fast. As soon as the Aham comes in, Idam comes in, this comes in, that comes in, everything comes in. Office comes in, WhatsApp comes in, rushing comes in. So what you have done, as a Brahma, you created a world. No, Raja, I didn't create the world. The world exists, bedroom exists, house exists. I didn't create that. Yes, you didn't create those physical part of it, but your interactions, you created. That Saraswati Mami, for me, is a nice person. For you, it's a bad person. So your world is different from my world. We all create the world. In the office I go, I had to do 100 appraisals today, 2 people to be sacked. I have to do something. Plumber comes in, do something. Temple I go, I teach something, I learn something. I have different roles I take in this world. Sahasrēṇa Purushaka, Sahasracha, Sahasrabhat. I carry this world I created in the morning as a Brahma, now as a Vishnu with thousands of identity for myself. I carry this world I created. Somehow, kathamapi, the word is very important. Somehow difficult. I had to go to the Oxford Street, come back in the train, come home and cook. Kathamapi, I work. That's my world I created. Then I'm waiting for some rest. There comes a Rudra. Now you see the Rudra's value. He comes there and say, Pradosha Kale, finish now. Your mind is gone, body is gone, sleep. So who makes me sleep? I sleep. The hara in me makes me sleep. Then what happened? I get up in the next morning. Same routine. How do I know I was the same one yesterday? How do I know I had to continue this job I missed in the office yesterday? Adisesham. Shesham is there. Karma is there. Vasana is there. It makes me go through. Well, I can understand. Okay, it equates well. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva is in me. I create the world. But what is this dhuli, pada-dhuli I have? That is your prana shakti. You are able to do all this. Why? How? Because I breathe. I live. I am alive. In the presence of prana shakti only, I can sleep, I can dream, I can work, I can do anything. But do I care about prana shakti? Do I notice it? No. It is running all the time. So this prana shakti for me is very small. It was just small. If you take the whole world's prana shakti, slightly bigger. If you take the whole universe prana shakti, maybe bigger. So Brahma get that bit of a ambar, dusi. You and I get maybe this bit of it. Nevertheless, it is a shakti that you got. Ours is a prana shakti that we got. Do we care? No, we don't care. You have to care. That's the reason why the yogis and the tantric people take this path. Okay, prana shakti is my thing. So I will develop the prana shakti, do pranayama, do kundalini. So all that, the kundalini is like a coil and I unravel everything. No sesham, vishesham only. So there are a lot of tatparyas there. But I just want to finish with this statement so that you know the padartham, lakshyartham gives you wonderful meaning. Unless you bring Vedanta, it doesn't sit in your heart. Now it's not some esoteric Brahma, Vishnu I'm talking about. It is me, my world I create tomorrow. So that's how it is. So let us stop here. Sorry, it took a little bit more time. Om Ashadoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amridam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
Tassada. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you so much, Mama. Amazing session.
Thank you.
Enjoy it thoroughly.
Thank you.
You're enjoying it. That's
Thank
good.
you.